like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the Freak. And number 50, the General Lee. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like there's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason, win, and a trip bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the Freak. And number 50, the General Lee. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like there's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason, win, and a trip bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the Freak. And number 50, the General Lee. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like there's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason, win, and a trip bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones.
Route, man. I want to know, man.
We the 5-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the Freak. And number 50, the General Lee. Cowboys, no need to flex. There's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason, win, and a trip bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones.
What the first INT to the house gonna look like?
We the 5-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the Freak. And number 50, the General Lee. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like there's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason, win, and a trip bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones.
I need to know, man. Real quick. Where did you come from?
Scouting, man. How are you enjoying your rookie? First,
We the 5-time Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the Freak. And number 50, the General Lee. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like there's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason, win, and a trip bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the Freak. And number 50, the General Lee. Cowboys, no need to flex. Like there's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason, win, and a trip bets. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones.
2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off, but this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson? If you're ready to experience the Dallas Cowboys like no other, make sure you inbox West Coast or go to cowboysexperience.com today. The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is... Good afternoon. What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, man, and we are live in the building, man, for this lunchtime report. How you guys doing today? Is everybody having a good, for the most part, beginning, good start of the first day? I hope everybody is. Hope your manager or your boss didn't piss you off too much. If he did, tell him West Coast said to chill out, man. Go sit down somewhere, bro. You're not trying to hear that on a Thursday. We got one more day till the week is over anyway. Tell your boss West Coast said it. Don't tell him you said it. Tell him West Coast said it. You know what I'm saying? So let me get some shout out real quick. What up with you, Rodney Goldsmith? He says, I love the show, but this song's killing me, West Coast. Man, you know what you got to do? You got to make another one, because that's somebody from the Cowboy Nation who made that song. They've been repping it hard. They put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it. So, I try to show some love. But if you tired of that song, you know what I need you to do? I need you to get in the booth and make me a new one. Rodney, put West Coast name in it, please, so I can put it on my page. Please, and I'll show you some love. I got you, man. Hey, I'm for real, though, man. I love using original. Only thing, if you want your song to be featured on my show, as far as an intro or something like that, the only thing I require is that you have an original beat, meaning you cannot take someone else's beat and sample it and put your stuff over. You can't do that. And you must have original lyrics. But we ain't Drakes out here, so I know y'all gonna be all right with that. But just, I know the beats get kind of nervous in because you know a lot of people on YouTube and stuff like that. But if you want to make a song, Cowboy song, I'm not tripping. If it hit, if it bump, even if it's whack, as long as you say 3 or 4 Cowboy names in there, I'll put it on. I ain't tripping. It's all about supporting the nation. Y'all support me, why wouldn't I support you? You know what I'm saying? And don't trip. If it don't sound good, don't trip. There was a time where I didn't sound good and y'all still supported me. You know what I'm talking about? You just listen to me until I sounded better, and that's what I'm going to do with your song. So if you got a song that you like, Cowboy song, you think it hit, send it to Dallas, send it to West Coast at Dallas Cowboy Scouting, to my inbox, and I'll get you taken care of. All right, so let me look over here and see who's over here on. What the heck is going on with my YouTube? Like, my YouTube is tripping right now. I don't know. It says I ain't got no picture up or nothing. I'm going to have to put a picture up. So what's up? Let me see what's up to some folks in the comment box. I got Phillies Cowboys 76 in the building. What up with you? I got Tony. He says, what's up, y'all? I got Grady over there on YouTube. She's with Daytona Beach, Florida in the house. Sonia, how you doing? She says, what's up, Tyson? And then I got Eddie over there in Mississippi in the building. What's up with you, man? Hey, remember, we're going to be doing some giveaways today. We only really do giveaways at the morning show, but we will do a giveaway. My boy Hollywood won a shirt last week. I'll be getting that in the mail today, actually. I'll be getting that in the mail. I sent all the wins out on one day because that's easier for my work schedule. But I'll be sending all the winners their stuff out today. And then, since I've got everything out, we are eligible to send some more stuff out. All thing you have to do is go from Facebook. If you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube and type your name in the comments or say hello. Say hello to West Coast. And then hit the subscribe button. That's it. And you automatically get entered. And just like my boy Hollywood, who's not on here this morning, so I'm going to have to get in his inbox. You will be getting a Feed Zeke shirt or a Cowboys versus Everybody shirt sent directly from you from West Coast. So let's get this thing together. We got 27 on Facebook. What up, Rodney? Go over to YouTube so you can win you a shirt, man. Tony, what up with you, man? I think you already over there. Alfredo, make sure you type in Dallas Cowboy Scouting on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Michael, what up with you, man? No more throwing up the X. Man, I'm always going to throw up the X, bruh. What you mean? Des Bryant is technically not on the team, and he damn sure ain't in our division. So legally, I can still throw up the X. And you can throw up the X too, as long as he ain't on a team. Rich says, what's good with everybody? West Coast, Boss Cowboy. Y'all know Boss Cowboy. He'll be on here around 4:30. I did call him anyway. You know how folks be like, man, I'm not going to be available in the morning. You call him anyway just in case. Why? Because one thing I know about Boss Cowboy is, me and him a lot alike. There's been times where we both agreed that, okay, bro, we're not going to do a show tomorrow, right? And then he'll call me and we'll start talking. I'll be like, bro, we're about to get on air. Why? Because there's no way we're about to have this conversation just between me and you. More people get to hear it. So even though he said he was going to be available this morning, I still hit him up and was still like, where you at? And send me right to voicemail. So if y'all see Boy Cowboy out there, tell him he tripping, man. He tripping. I'm blowing his phone up right now. But yo, but I'm just playing with y'all though. He off this morning. But yo, I'm West Coast. Let's get into the show. Michael, Antonio, FMS. Hey, I've always been curious. What does FMS stand for? Throw it in the comment box and make sure you go over to YouTube and hit a subscribe on there. Nathan, what's up with you? He says, I'm Hollywood. What's up, Hollywood? Your shirt is going out today. Juan says, what's good from DC? Eric says, what's up, West Coast? Tony B, what's up with you? Stay throwing up the X, man. And I know Tony P over here on YouTube, too. So, and I got early from Mercedes, Texas. What's up? So, my first question of the day that I've gotten, and I got Bob Frisbee on YouTube. Appreciate you. Pat Hobry from DC4. He says, let's go, baby. What's up, West Coast? From Shreveport, Louisiana, checking in. I've been to Shreveport. I've been to Monroe, and I've been to Smackover. You know what I'm saying? I've been to all them little towns. Star Breezy, what's up? My boy Star Breezy, man, what's up with you? You know how my boy Star Breezy bought in my house. So everybody, let's clap it up. Give him a slow clap. When somebody buy a house, you give them a slow clap. Especially when they under like 35. Give them a slow clap. So shout out to my boyfriend on purchasing his home and solidifying his family's future, man. So while we talking about while you solidifying your family's future by putting your Star Breezy, by putting your family in a nice house, I want to know, how can Ezekiel Elliott protect his future? Because his future is in jeopardy right now. You know what I'm saying? I think what up, D? Hey, what up, D Host the Money? I mean, my boy D Money the Host. What up with you, man? I know you got a party you putting on this week out there in D.C. So if you in the D.C. area, make sure you hit up D Money the Host, because he got all the parties and cracking. Matter of fact, when I go out there week 2, I'm going to holler at you. Hey, my wife ain't with me. My wife with me, I can't kick it with you because I see your Instagram. But yeah. Let's talk about what Ezekiel Elliott needs to do to make sure that the money in his safe stays safe. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm from California, man. From the mean streets of California. And we don't do too much backing down in California. We sure don't be doing no apologies in California. But I ain't gonna lie to you. After seeing that young man's interview yesterday and seeing the face that he displayed with the comb over, his comb over was like this. You know the guy. I don't want to say the white dude, but I don't know his name. But y'all saw the dude who did the interview about Ezekiel Elliott yesterday. He had a comb over like this, and he was saying, because people with comb overs, they always do this before they start talking that bullshit. If a man ever does this before he starts talking, about to be some bullshit come out of his mouth. He did one of these. Push the hair out the way. Start going in about how sincere Zeke was and how sincere Zeke wasn't. This is my thing, man. This is my thing. There are some battles in life you fight, and you fight to the death. That suspension of the domestic violence, you had to fight that to the death. Why? Because that's my integrity. That's the way I'm gonna be viewed in life. That's endorsement deals. That's the way my mama gonna look. My mama can't know I'm out here hitting women. No. I gotta fight that to the death. But I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. On this one, I think Zeke needs to just take the L and move on, man. Because this is one of them situations where fixing the problem could be worse than the actual problem. Like, yeah, Zeke, you can lawyer up, get your attorney, get Johnny Cochran and his brother, go down there to Las Vegas and really sit down and get into the nitty gritty. So you're saying that I did this. So you're saying that I did that. So you're saying that I did this and I did that. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, bruh. All that does is perpetuate what we trying to sweep up under the rug. And I say that is because I believe this is one of them situations that if you push it and edge it on, it's going to make a bigger situation out of it. This is my advice, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like saying this, but Zeke, I think you should be up on this one. And I say be up on this one, I mean, I think you might just need to just take the L and move on. Send the young man a jersey, initially, say Ezekiel Elliott, bruh, my bad. That's it. When a grown man say to another grown man, bruh, my bad. That's all you getting. That's about as sincere as you get. A gift and a bruh, my bad, if you can't fix the world with a jersey and a bruh, my bad, I don't know what else to do. Because I see it like this, man. This dude sat up there at 3 o'clock in the morning and told himself that he was not going to press charges, right? But now in between Wednesday and, because remember, this situation happened Saturday night. So between Saturday night, because it didn't happen first, because he was back in Dallas. He was back in Dallas on Sunday for his camp. So this situation happened Saturday night. So between Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the Gloria Albright of men, whoever that may be, if you know who Gloria Albright is, you already know what she do. The Gloria Albright of men hit him up and was like, yo, you're tripping. What you mean you gonna just forgive Zeke and move on? We can get paid. And when I say we, I mean the flopper and the attorney. Now, the thing that sucks is this. If Zeke was a normal human being, and even if Zeke was just a regular football player with no discipline, discretionaries, I say fight this, man. We taking a fight. No, we are not giving in to this. We're not doing it. But since it's Zeke, and you already have a strike on your head, best case scenario, bruh, make this go away. And most importantly, man, think of this. On the onset of it happening, the dude said he was not going to press charges. Because he's a football player, he's a security guard, he understands that. Then yesterday, he didn't even say he was going to press charges. Basically, what he did is the same thing that people do who blackmail people. They say, hey, I'm really thinking about doing this, and I really don't want to do this. And I won't do this unless you do this. And my thing is this, man. You doing what you doing on national TV and basically blackmailing Ezekiel Elliott, because that's what you're basically doing. You know what I'm saying? You're legally finding a way to force him into doing something by this situation. Because you got to think like this. If Zeke is a normal human being, if this is me, let's just say if this is me, if that was West Coast, nothing would have happened. Worst case scenario, I would have went to jail for a day for public intoxication. That's it. But since Zeke plays in the NFL, and the NFL has a higher standard on normal human beings, because remember, if you're in the NFL, you're just not a human being. You are now a role model, a life example. So guess what? Because of you not being a normal human being, now you can jeopardize everything in your life. That's not fair, man. That's not fair, man. Like, I understand that, yeah, playing football comes with the money. It comes with the perks. It comes with all this other stuff. But at the same time, man, it also comes with almost like an extortion clause. Because my thing is this, right? If I'm any athlete, under the personal conduct rule, you can damn near get suspended for anything. Absolutely anything. Because what does personal conduct mean? Conduct detrimental to the NFL. That basically means that the NFL is going to sit back, they're going to look at your conduct, and they're going to make a decision whether if they decide if that conduct is detrimental. This isn't like black and white, like if this red light, this stop sign right here that we just put in my community right here. Why? Because I live in a gated community and folks be zooming back and forth. So we voted to put this stoplight here. That is a black and white. It's red, but that is a black and white law. If you pass that, if you don't stop at that red light and you go past and we see you, you're getting in trouble. Now, I ain't never snitched before in my life, but when you start paying mortgage, you look at stuff differently. That is a regular law. Personal conduct, like think about this. What if the police had a personal conduct detrimental to the city that you live in? Everybody would be in trouble. That is such a blanket, like, catch-all law. And I'm hoping under this new CBA that they change it. Now, something also happened that's also going to be different. something else happened that I know everybody kind of went crazy yesterday when Boss Cowboy made this statement. Boss Cowboy made this statement. He said, I'm actually kind of happy that this not necessarily happened, but the way it happened. The fact that it was recorded. Because you got to see it like this. If this situation was not recorded, he would be in the exact same situation that he was when he got suspended for the domestic violence. When it's his word versus someone else's word. But now you hear clear video. And let's just be real. When you have the clear video of what's happening and what happened in the situation, if Zeke isn't on the discipline situation that he's on right now, we all look at this and we say that's nothing. I mean, it's nothing like the 3 times that Rob Gronkowski got drunk and passed out at the party. And let's not even forget about the time that he got drunk naked at the party. He did have a little thing over his Johnson. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, we're just going to overlook that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. The alcohol and him being drunk, it's a bad look. It is. It is a bad look. But you're not going to get suspended or kicked out of the NFL for being drunk in public. It doesn't do that. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Because the history of the NFL shows that other players have done that and have never gotten in trouble for it. And the bump or the flop, well, my thing is this. If the flop or the bump was so bad, why did the same person who flopped went on national TV and said, oh, I'm a football player, so it wasn't that bad, I've gotten hit harder. So my thing is this, if you've gotten hit harder and it wasn't an issue, why do you need an apology? Why do you need a second apology? Why do you need a second apology? What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, huh? What are your thoughts on this? Tony says whenever the league sees as something they don't like and can be punishment. Leonard says Cowboys are the black sheep of the NFL. I mean, we are, but at the same time, we got to help ourselves out, man, because Tyrone Crawford's situation didn't help us out at all. You know what I'm saying? It didn't help us out at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you have you have Zeke and Tyrone Crawford both getting in trouble in the exact same time, around the same time. So, I mean, that situation with Tyrone Crawford didn't help us at all. But I will say this. If I'm Tyrone Crawford, I'm really, 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 really paying attention to Ezekiel Elliott's situation. And the reason why I'm paying attention to it is because his video don't look nearly as bad as my video. And my thing is this: if they bink up Ezekiel Elliott, then I'm really thinking if I'm Tyrone Crawford, then we're not going to see him for a minute. Because Tyrone Crawford had 2 videos. 2 videos. You know what I'm saying? So it leaves me very perplexed. It leaves me very perplexed on what happened. But like I said, if I'm Tyrone Crawford, I'm definitely paying attention to what's happening with Zeke. And at the same time, if I'm Zeke, I'm also paying attention to what happens with Tyrone Crawford. Why? Because Tyrone Crawford had 2 videos of him meleeing, protecting himself. You know what I'm saying? We will say he was protecting himself because we sure didn't see him hit first. But 2 videos of Tyrone Crawford protecting himself and like literally throwing people around. And if he only gets 2 games and you look at the difference between Zeke's game, you're going to be like, man, there's a huge... Like, if they try to get Zeke this ridiculous punishment, you're going to be like, man, there's this huge difference. There's this huge dexterity up between the punishments. So it's like, I think, in my opinion, and I said this yesterday with Boss Cowboy. I am actually under the opinion that Zeke's not going to get suspended. Like, that's the thought that I'm under. And the reason why I'm under that opinion is this. The NFL just showed a lot of love to Robert Kraft. They just showed him a lot of love. And not only did they show Robert Kraft a lot of love, they showed a bunch of the other millionaires whose names were on that form. Because it was a long list. And Robert Kraft was just the name that we recognized. But one thing I know about billionaires is like millionaires. And just millionaires is just like broke people. We all got the same friends. So if you a millionaire, it's probably a chance you got other millionaire friends. And guess what? If you a billionaire, it's probably a chance you got other billionaire friends. So guess what? That not only did they protect Robert Kraft, they protected those other names that were in there. So the NFL looks like they're in the favor business. Now, I said this yesterday. What I see Roger Goodell doing is, I think Roger Goodell is going to use this situation to kind of get the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones back on his side. Because think about this: there's two things you can do with an enemy. You can try to finish your enemy off, and he will be an enemy forever. Or worst case scenario, his offspring will be your enemy. Or you can show yourself to be peaceful, make peace, and now that enemy is an ally. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. With the NFL not like really bringing the hammer on Robert Kraft, trust and believe there was a back alley deal made to make sure that this doesn't go no further. And I trust and believe that Robert Kraft ain't going to have no more problems with Roger Goodell. Why? Because this is how they do business. My boy Jamie says, I think Zeke is only going to get fined. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's going to get fined too. I think the fine is going to be I think it's going to be kind of heavy. You know, I don't think it's going to be no $1-2 million. But I definitely believe he's going to get fined for this situation. And I think that the Goodell is going to use this as a segue to tell Jerry, hey, I showed you a bone. I gave, even though he ain't really even. And the cool thing about it is, the reason why I really want him to, why I believe he's going to be doing it is because he's basically going to show that he's showing favor on nothing. Because we all look at this and we'll be like, bro, but it's nothing. But Roger Goodell is going to allow this to build up and make it seem like it's something, just so that he can come in and do the exact same thing with Robert Kraft and show them mercy. And then guess what? The NFL's all happy again. Because remember, who were the two people who were going after Roger Goodell the worst? Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft. Well, guess what? Robert Kraft, he ain't gonna be doing too much talking no more. He ain't gonna be doing too much talking no more. That I can guarantee you. Boss Cowboy, the link is in your inbox. He ain't gonna be doing no more talking, no more. Why? That's what they do in the mafia. You know what I'm saying? Because see, in the mob, my boy brought up Godfather 2. That's why I brought that up, because you're absolutely right. In Godfather 2, what happened? They had a choice. I can either annihilate my adversary, but you know what happens with adversary? Adversaries have children, and they children come back even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because now they vibing off of revenge and the disappointment of what you did. So, like I said, what did they do in The Godfather 2? They extended him an olive branch. And then that very enemy, who was your enemy, for part 1 and 2, end up helping you in Godfather 3. You know what I'm saying? So, check that out. Great point, Boss Cowboy. Great point. But let me get to these comment boxes real quick. Carrie says, put yourself in the kid's shoes and say Ray Lewis puts hands on you in a foul way, you letting it go. This is my thing. No, I wouldn't, but that's not what happened. Like, that's not what happened. And you got to see like this. You're a security guard. So to a degree, that's part of your job. Like, part of your job as a security guard is to deal with inebriated ongoers, like people who were at the event. Like, if we did not think we needed security, we would not have had you. So does that mean that every security guard that deals with an inebriated person while at the job gets to then sue that person? No, I think that's part of the job. Like, that's part of the job. If you're not going to press charges, then there should be nothing exchanged. But since he knows, and he even said it in his interview, like, I knew that Zeke got into a little trouble last year, so that was your motivation while we're sitting in this interview. Because he knows that nothing will come of it. But he also knows that the publicity is worth $50,000, $60,000 for Zeke to send you a check, a jersey, and a my bad, bruh. My bad. And you know what's so shady about the whole situation? I'm going to tell you what's even more shady about the whole situation. What's even more shady about the whole situation that really just gets me all in my ooey-ooeys is the fact that while Zeke was like this, with his head down, thinking about his life and how his life could ultimately be affected by this. You know what they did? Police walked this dude up in front of Zeke while Zeke is halfway drunk in handcuffs, and Zeke apologized to him. Like, bro, I don't know. I mean, you want to humiliate him? He's humiliated. You want to demean him? He's demeaned. You want to get your point across? Bro, you're a security guard and you have a $6 million man in handcuffs. You got your point across. What more do you want, bro? Oh, you want some money? You want some money? It's all good. We'll shoot you a check. Don't trip. We'll shoot you a check. We'll shoot you a check. We'll shoot you a check. Don't trip. You know what I'm saying? This is how you beat people like this. Shoot them they check, and like Pac said, let them die slow. That's what you do. And don't worry about them no more in your life. That's what you do with people like that. Write them a check. Send them the check. Memo line. My bad, bruh. What more else you want, bruh? What more else do you want? You know what I'm saying? Anything else is now you wanting to be in my place. And that's not going to happen, bruh. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And from one football player to another football player, where's the brotherhood at, man? Where's the brotherhood of football players at, man? Where are those guys at? I have people hit me up all the time, West Coast, my son is doing this, my son is doing that. My son is trying to be this, my son is trying to do that. That's why the Holy Spirit put it on my heart to be like, yo, West Coast, you have all these people that be inboxing you, asking, sending you film. And as of right now, I have a connect with the Dallas Cowboys, but I ain't got no connect like that. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I don't have no connect like that could be like, yo, get you a tryout. I don't got that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got a video that you want to see, I might be able to do that. But getting you to a play, hell no, I ain't got that. That's muchos el del dinero. You know what I'm saying? And I get people that hit me up all the time. All the time. So what did I do? I created a way with interviewing their parents so that you can get advice. That's my give back. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't get in that position. Now, my thing is this with the same dude, same thing, bro. You trying to live his life now. You want to be on the same level as Zeke. That's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works, man. Where's the brotherhood? Like, honestly, bro, like, where his homeboys at hitting him out? Like, bro, you tripping, bro. And Las Vegas ain't got no team, so I know he ain't got no loyalty to nobody, man. Horrible, man. Straight horrible. All right, let me get into this comment box real quick. Hey, man, we got dubs on YouTube. Woo! Clap it up, man. I got my first dub on YouTube, man. I'm new to YouTube. I ain't gonna lie. I done had 300-400 people watching me on Facebook before, but I ain't never had 20 people watching me on YouTube. So, man, salute, man. Marvelous Production says exactly. It's Marvelous. What you produce over there? Let me know. I do a little production here. And you know what it is, Marvelous. You sell a little bit. I might buy a little bit. Hit me up. Let me know what you got going on. TA says Robert Kraft shaking my head. Peter, what up with you, Pete? Pete says West Coast, I love you, man, but Zeke is 100% in the wrong. 100% in the wrong. This is Bruford, dude, is absolutely trying to leverage a payday here, but that's what we should expect. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Like, I mean, is Ezekiel Elliott, this is my thing. Is Ezekiel Elliott wrong? Would you be wrong for running this red light? Absolutely you would be. But should that minuscule rule change? But should you be banned for driving because you ran a red light? No, you should not. There's levels to it. There's levels, there's degrees to it. Do you get 20 years for life for running a stoplight? No, you don't. The punishment should fit, the crime should fit the punishment. That's what we're saying. And then what we're saying right here is this. If the security guard felt that there was an issue, you should have did it then. Why you didn't do it then? Because you were at work doing your job. That's why. What is the job of a security guard? It's to secure. So go secure. That's your job. I don't get that. And to be honest with you, it is not invading someone's space. That is not an assault. That's not assault. I can walk up as close as you as I want to. Now I can't put my hands on you, but I can get as close to you as I want to, as close as you allow me to. That's not assault. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, B. Like, come on. Like I don't want to be on, I don't want to get on the higher as, that Zeke has to be Jesus Christ walking around, because he's not. And he wasn't Jesus Christ walking around when we drafted him. And the person that he supposedly pushed wasn't Jesus Christ himself. These was two imperfect human beings. And what I'm saying is the fact that Zeke is not getting looked at as an imperfect human being. Zeke is being looked at as someone in a higher esteem who has to make no mistakes, and that is not fair. That's not fair. That is not fair, man. And I know I always say it, man. What I always say. If you want life to be fair, marry what? Marry a calculator. Marry a calculator. You want life to add up, marry a calculator. You know what I'm saying? Why we say that is because we understand that life isn't fair. But at the same time, man, you shouldn't be getting taken advantage of. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is my opinion, this is reckless. All right, bam. So there we go. Got you the link over there. Let me jump into these comments real quick. Peter says, 50K in a signed jersey. I like that idea. We're in major damage control at this point. Absolutely. Hey, and my boy Peter, he a big-time real estate agent out there in Las Vegas, man. So I know he know about that money, man. So, yeah, man. 50K autographed jersey and a my bruh, that's good enough, bruh. I don't know what else you want from me. Like, I don't know what you want from me. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn says, Bobby don't like the dude on the video so rip. Says, buddy, don't look like the dude on the video, so really. Zeke is essentially, yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was actually saying earlier. Ezekiel Elliott is technically on like he's technically, once you violate the NFL's code of conduct policy, you are technically on probation. You're on a form of probation until you exit the NFL, because once that domestic violence it never leaves. It's not like, oh, you haven't beat up a woman in 3 years, so now you get to start off over again. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Not even saying that Zeke beat up someone in the first place, but it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, yes, Zeke is on a form of almost like, he's almost like on a form of probation, because he can't get in trouble. He has stipulations for him being in the NFL, just like if you were in the drug program. Hey, man, we got a special guest up here, man. What's up with you, Boss Cowboy, man? I know you've been watching the show. So what's up, man? What are your thoughts when we chopped it up on this?
Oh, my God, bro. You've been going so hard, man.
Hey, what you think about the 50K signed jersey and on the check? Bruh, my bad.
Man.
Is that not good enough?
It's going to be more than that, but your thought is right. You know, the word just ended.
Because Zeke's worth more than that.
Like, you said something on the phone to me yesterday that I don't think you said on the show. You quoted Sun Tzu in The Art of War. And you said, if I'm trying to quote you right, man, because we were just kind of going back and forth on it, but it was just real good. It was something like, you don't go to war with your enemy when your enemy has nothing to lose. And don't ever go to war. Don't ever go to well, he doesn't actually say don't ever. It's basically what he's saying is basically, you know, make sure you take a deep look at or have a deep thought. But the quote that I said is never go to war with someone who has less to lose than you. You know what I'm saying? Right, that's what you said. Yeah, and you was.
And it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Cersei, for the most part, really had less to lose than all them other folks. You know what I'm saying? And so, for her, but go ahead. Go ahead. I like the way you explained it.
I just loved it, man. It was just, and I want to kind of tell a story, because one of my professors, when I was in the entrepreneurship program at the University of Houston, he told a similar story. He was, very wealthy guy. He was in the oil industry. Super rich, man, uber rich guy. And he was teaching, he was a professor, and he was teaching us about, litigious society, right? Which means a lawsuit happy society. And he said, it was a guy that sued his company because he said the fumes from his oil rig got in his nose from 20 miles away and caused him to be sick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he said, he was principled, West Coast. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to, man, no way. This is just not right. Right? I'm going to take that guy to hell.
Mm.
He said his attorney told him this. He said, before you do all of that, I want you to go downstairs and go look at the jury room. Right?
Mm.
So he went downstairs, and he said he saw all the juries in there. He said they was watching Judge Judy. Right?
Yeah.
And he said they were saying, kill him, yeah. And he said, okay, I'll sell him.
Heck yeah.
So it's to your point. to your point, this is something that that Zeke is gonna get bent over on, and that's fine.
He just
And it's
needs to
one of
get
those
bent over in real life and not on the football field.
right, and I said what they need to do is they need to archive this tape because it's something to tell somebody that you're a target, right? And we can go back and forth on did he put his elbow on him and all this little stuff. We know it's a flop. At the end of the day, it's a flop. It's enough. It's one thing to hear you're a target. It's one thing to see it on video. Because at the end of the day, we know that guy flopped.
Yeah, he did.
And you have to sometimes see it. You have to see your life is different from their life.
Yep.
Your life that is different from their life. You are already wealthy. You're already a Uber star. You're already to a degree legendary. It's people out in this world that are hungry.
Mm-hmm.
See, people not paying attention to what really happened, West Coast. That dude baited Z. Because these people...
Yeah, oh my God, get to him when he says...
He said, oh, big man.
But, and my thing is this. Did you really say big man? Because, bro, that does not make any sense.
Right, it doesn't.
That doesn't make any... Oh, I'm just going to say, yeah, Zeke, I told my buddy he's a big guy. Zeke's a big guy. No, bro, were you really saying that? That doesn't make any sense.
Right, exactly. So, so it's one of those things where he got baited. And then, you have to understand that it's a perfect teaching tape. You got to know that some people going to try to piss you off, just like you raised the point yesterday that was perfect about Charles Barkley. At his level, he literally is like, I would have to take the punch first so that I can really unleash what I really want to do to you.
Yeah.
Because some people try to provoke him, and he's wise enough to say, please hit me first. Like you said yesterday, please hit me first because I really want to get you, but I know if I hit you first, I'm going to have to pay you $1 million.
Yeah, or to be honest with you, man, like the thing about it is like also too, like Ezekiel Elliott, man, like there's just some common sense stuff. Like Zeke, that Laker outfit you wear, never wear that crap again. Never wear it again. And this is coming from a Laker fan. But when you're that famous, you don't need to be seen everywhere. Bro, Zeke, I could have seen you from anywhere. Put it like this, bro. Even if you weren't Ezekiel Elliott, everybody at that music festival is talking about a guy in a Laker jersey with gold shoes on, walking around looking drunk as hell. Why? Because you're the most noticeable person in the crowd.
Right.
Like, Zeke, you need to have outfits that are meant to blend in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy because man, it's the first SIP, my boy Nip. But my boy Nip, man, he used to always take commercial. You know what I'm saying? And they asked Nip, like, why you a pretty famous dude taking commercial? Like, he's like, yeah, but a private jet is like $8,000. A commercial jet is $600. All I got to do is take my jewelry off. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's up here with it. It's like, if I'm going to be around the common folks, bro, I got to look and feel like them. And I'm not saying that you can't wear a Laker jersey, but bro, being Ezekiel Elliott at 3 o'clock in the morning, the most known person in the world, yeah, you shouldn't have the bright home yellow jersey on with yellow shoes on. Looking like Big Bird.
Yeah, rich people problems is not normal people problems.
Thank you.
So, and it's a perfect learning tape. Like you said it about me yesterday when I said I'm actually happy that it happened because it's on film. They need to archive that tape and say, this is really what your life is really like. And this situation is outside of those other situations to where Terrence Williams was publicly intoxicated and all that kind of stuff. And Crawford was fighting and all that kind of stuff.
And how many games did he get?
None yet. Oh, Terrence Williams, 4.
4. Now, and bro, he lied to the police on camera.
Oh, yeah.
While being drunk and got 4 games.
Yeah, and so
Terrence actually got shown some love. To be honest
the
with you.
situation is going to be some kind of payout over a bump. And see, your point that people, I hope they really heard, your job as a security guy, your job to a degree come with violence. Think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your job is, like you say, to deal with the drunks. You know, you don't have a bouncer that you say that you don't. If it's a bouncer at any club, That job is to actually be expected to have some type of dispute at some
That's
point.
why they hired the football player. He said
The football player. So then you get he put his elbow on him, and you just flop, and now you sitting here in front of the public like, I need an apology, like you said, and he holding him hostage, and it's like, hey, this the game. You played me, pay you, and then we're gonna move on from this. You know, and it's the lawyer and him on a check. And if people saying Zeke was wrong, Zeke was just stupid. But he to be like he's wrong, no.
yeah, because you're basically saying that Zeke can't not make a mistake. That's not fair, man.
Yeah. And
Like you're that's not fair to put someone. I'm a guy with kids. Boss Cowboy, you're a guy with kids.
yeah.
Bro, do I want my kid's favorite player to be his role model? I would love to. But to be honest with you, your role model is the person that's raising a kid. So I don't look for these players to be role models and be perfect. You know what I'm saying? And we as people shouldn't be. That's why a lot of people didn't understand what Charles Barkley used to say, yo, I'm not your role model. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not a role model. That's not what I do. Your daddies and mamas are role models. So that's why I don't feel that it's fair that because of your job, you have to be a better person than everybody else. I mean, unless you're a priest or a pastor, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But a football player, come on, man. Come on.
Because you're an athlete is not to be the savior of the world, right? And to be the example. But you are an automatic example, but you also have to kind of give them room to be human as well. And almost make bad decisions. But one thing also that I want to kind of touch on is I put in the comment box as you was talking The Godfather Part 2. Because you was making an excellent point on Kraft and the conditions that could cause Zeke to maybe even move on from this. And the point I made is if you saw the movie Godfather Part 2,
Keep talking.
it was a senator in that movie that at first was giving the Corleone family, the Godfather family, a hard time. He was basically working against their interests, right? So he was really just designed to really cause chaos to the Corleone business, right? Which was obviously dirty business, but he was basically doing his job as a senator. He was racist, according to the movie. They made that clear in the movie. You talking about him saying you people and all this kind of stuff. And Michael Corleone just had to remain cool, right? And so they figured out he had a vice. And his vice was prostitutes. And they caught him with those prostitutes, and what they did, which is very dirty, a mafia business, they killed the prostitute and who we was sleeping with and drugged him. So when he came to, he was sleeping next to a dead body, right? So then Michael shows up, which is the head of the Corleone family, and say, we're going to get you out of this. Now, this is the same guy that was racist. This is the same guy that was targeting you. This is the same guy that was giving you problems. But what Michael did as a businessman,
Created a problem so he could fix it.
he created the problem so he could fix it, which is West Coast's point. So then going on when Michael had a problem where the government was after him, right? And they was trying to get him for conspiracy.
Yep.
Right? Guess who was the character witness? The racist senator.
Yep.
Because he had dirt on him.
Yep.
So West Coast is saying, that's why I said The Godfather Part 2, that sometimes you'll see two men fight, right? Like Goodell, like with Kraft. But with what Kraft is going through right now, Goodell is anticipating a fight in 2020, and he might be saying, okay, look, I could try to kill you, right? And I could expose you, or you can be one of my now allies that I have dirt on, that if I show you mercy, then you might also show me favor to give me those extra 2 games I want in the CBA agreement from 2020.
Yeah, because you got to think, man, at the end of the day, agents, attorneys, lawyers, bro, they're all salesmen.
Yeah.
They're all trying to sell something. And it's like, if your product isn't that good, what do? You leverage it. Hey, man, my project, guess what? If your product is good, you don't have to leverage it. Because like what they say in American Gangster, some it'll sell itself. What did Denzel say? You don't have to add nothing. You don't got to add nothing. It will sell itself if the product is good. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best analogy possible, man, because you got to see it like this, man. Roger Goodell is turning the NFL into a 12-month sport, and the owners love that. Why? Because they make money. Instead of them only making money 6 months, because I'm going to be honest with you, before these leagues start doing all this, you know, the real money that they were making on was selling tickets to the game for you to actually go see it, and then TV rights. Now these dudes are selling tickets to the goddamn draft. They got all. You know, we had an event for the damn schedule release. I remember when we would just get an email. I just get an email. It'd be in my email. We play such and such on the 3rd. Or you knew the schedule was out because you could go to Dallas.com and you could buy tickets now. That's how you knew the schedule. Now it's an event. Why? Because they can sell that event to networks. You know what I'm saying? Goodell is in the money business. You know what I'm saying? The exact same thing that he did with Robert Kraft when they, you know, the same thing we were saying earlier, man. There's two things you can do with your enemy. You can either totally annihilate him, but if you leave any root, that root is going to grow back stronger. That's why if you notice in the Old Testament, whenever David went to war with enemies, God told him, and I don't want to say this on my show, but I'm going to say it. It's in the Bible. God told him to kill everybody. Everything, horses, cows, cats, everything. Why? Because they knew that root was going to come back and grow stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exact same thing, situation. Oh, let me finish it. Exact same thing, the situation here. Roger Goodell had two situations with Robert Kraft, my enemy. I can fully annihilate him, take his team from him, but guess what? If I take Robert Kraft's team from him because of that situation, every single owner is going to be on notice, and I am now against every single owner in the NFL. So you know what I do? I make a friend out of the very person that's causing me problems. I make a friend out of him. I make a friend on purpose, and now he'll never have problems with Robert Kraft. I think they're going to do the same thing with Jerry Jones.
I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
that's a very good chance that could happen, because I don't want people to think that West Coast is not naive to that there's a chance that Zeke could be suspended. What we both doing is we looking at the chances of it, right? And so he's also giving there's a window of hope. We're not saying it's going to happen, you know, and West Coast say he don't think it's going to happen. I'm 20% that he doesn't get suspended because of the political. It's not political. Might not the environment. I'm gonna say the environment going into the CBA, right? The environment going into the CBA could be the exact reason why they push it away, right? And say we're not gonna deal with this punitive stuff anymore. So, but there's also, based on the past, an 80% chance from my, projections that he's going to be suspended, So, so we not saying like, it's just no chance that it could happen. No, we saying, but we more so saying it's a chance that this also could just go away. Because one of the big things is this. Goodell, and let's just stop and look at Goodell outside of punitive stuff. If Goodell wasn't in the punitive business,
you'd have no problem with it. You would love him.
Have no
that's what I'm saying. That's in Boss Cowboy. That's what I've been saying. If he gets out of, you love him.
Outside of when he get into the judge, jury, execution.
Yep. Got 6 NFL games in 3 different countries. 6 NFL games in 3 different countries. Bruh, that's doing your job. That's expanding the brand. He's doing his job.
He's doing his job. And think about it. How long did we have to watch the draft in New York?
Bruh, think about this. At first, you didn't even get to watch the draft. You didn't even get to see it. Tagliabue didn't care about none of that.
Right. We experienced, and that was a lifetime experience for a lot of us in Dallas.
Hell yeah.
Dallas, my boy West Coast sitting behind Connor Williams and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was live.
That's a picture that's going to forever be in this archive because of the deal.
Yep.
So there's a chance that also that they could have looked at this and read the tea leaves and say, we're taking a hit every time Goodell has a step into judge, jury, and execution.
Yep.
We want to get out that business, because if we didn't have him in that business, his legacy would already be in God's status right now.
And public opinion. And remember, public opinion. Public opinion. And it's not necessarily the factual. It's a lot of time, it's about the perception. Because there's nothing factual that Zeke did. It's the perception of what happened.
Right.
It's the perception. of it. So that's why I'm like, for Roger Goodell, it would be a great look because think about this, man. It's hard to do business with people and you just took their best player off the field. Or you just did this. Because it doesn't matter. An owner is always going to look at, they made it so that the money doesn't affect the owner. But you don't think that we may not have to pay him, but not having him on the field is going to affect us. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's something, that's a foe you can have for 20, 30 years. People never let that go. You know what I'm saying? They had a situation with the Jerry. There was this rumor or this old folks tale story about how the Texans owner and the Dallas Cowboy original owner hated each other. You know what I'm saying? And how they bought the name and all this other stuff. And man, we still hate the Washington Redskins to this day. To this day. To this day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the best thing I think for the NFL, honestly, and for all of it, I would like to see one. Like for all the major sports, football, baseball, NBA. Well, I don't think you can put football in there because we got the franchise tag. So, because NBA and baseball already figured it out. Like they already figured it out. Like D'Angelo Russell got caught on an airplane with weed. You think he gets suspended?
No.
Bruh.
I think it was in a news cycle for maybe.
And he play in New York.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? LeBron James called the NFL owners slave owners. And it was in the media 2 days. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, Silver knows, it might be bad what he said, but it affects all of us.
Yep. We moved on from that. We don't deal with punitive damages.
Yeah, so I actually see why the NFL owners were actually saying that they would rather have. I didn't like Silver because I'm thinking what he allowed Golden State to do, just build this super team and just take over the NFL and NBA for 5 years. But at the same time, I also look at a lot of people and Adam Silver, he's the commissioner of the NBA. The players say they talk to him, they listen to him, and they get stuff done. And look what you see in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? They get stuff done.
Yeah, and there's a very real chance that Goodell could be getting out of the cohesive power. If
I was, bro, I would want out of it, man.
Yeah, I would want out of it because that's the thing that's tearing them down.
The same person that's shaking your hand to get in the NFL is the same one booting you out.
Yeah,
that's not a good look.
So it's like, and I'm pretty sure the data shows that too. Because right now we saying that from my, using our intuition, I'm almost certain the data shows that he's taking a hit around the whole NFL. Because like you said, he's shaking this guy's hand and he's booting him out. That's just a bad look. It's like, you're going to have to deal with it because athletes are going to get in trouble, but it doesn't have to be by him. They have to kind of change it to where it protects him, it shields him, it keeps him as the good guy, but you have kind of like a police force or a jury force that deal with our players, right? And you can blame it on the committee. The committee made that decision. Even if you got your hand in it, it doesn't show that you got your hand in it.
Exactly. And think about this. You're a man that wants to get another job at some point, right, with the NFL. So it's like, why would you want to just keep on rubbing people bad over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over? Like, get me out of it. Like, I don't want to be responsible for taking these guys off the field. You know what I'm saying? Because if the product is not good, then guess who they end up blaming? Me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They blame, like Goodell, they're blaming the NFL for the Super Bowl.
Right. And look at that fight that happened between Zeke and Goodell and the other owners. That ugly fight to where they basically said, and Jerry was very, very, you have to maybe be from New Orleans to understand what I'm getting ready to say, about it.
Yeah.
About it. That means he was all the way for it, right? He was like, look, you have a contract coming up, and I'm going to lobby with my other friends that I help get stadiums. You think you're going to do my player like this for your so-called shield? I'm going to try to make sure you don't get paid. That was an ugly, ugly public fight.
Yeah.
And that's all because Goodell is in the cohesive power business to where he's the punisher.
Yeah, it's like my house. I'm the one that got to do all the spanking. And I tell my wife all the time, like, yo, don't be telling them, oh, I'm wait till your daddy get home. Oh, why I got to be the one to whoop them? Then I come home and then my kid, you know what I'm saying? Because when I come in the house, when daddy come in the house, they be like, wow, daddy in the house. daddy at the house because they know, man, we about to turn up. You know what I'm saying? For the first 30, 40 minutes when I get in the house, it's like, goddamn, The Wire. Like, anything is possible. Like, shoot, you want to jump off the, shoot, I ain't tripping. You want to jump off the house into the pool? I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? You messed up in school, I'm a trip in about 30 minutes. But right now, give me a hug. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to be. I don't want to come in the house and everybody looking at me like I ain't even did nothing. What y'all mad at me for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do anything. I just want to be daddy. That's all I want to do. I want to love the kids and hug on the kids. I tell my wife that all the time. Like, why do I have to be the bad guy? Like, why can't you be the bad guy? Like, why can't you say, because I don't want them to be mad at me. But they'll be mad at me.
Yeah, I heard Bishop Jake say the exact same thing. It's like, mothers, you can't say to the fathers and make them the only enforcer in the house.
Yeah.
You become growing up kind of like a bad guy almost when they do wrong.
And it
like,
should be equal. It should be equal.
It should be equal. Like, you'll get it from either person or either parent, not the dad as the enforcer of when they go wrong. It's not balanced.
Yeah, and as a dad, think about this. You don't want to be viewed like, I don't want my kids viewing me like that.
Yep.
I don't want my kids thinking.
It makes you, and I'm not trying to cause no problem in your house.
But bro, we speak. This is Dallas Cowboy Scouting. This is Boss Cowboy, man. We speak real here, man. If you hear, remember we said we was gonna dumb it down a little bit. Then we heard Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey said, "Man, this ain't that mumble rap." You know what I'm saying? This you bought this CD to listen to this, so I'm gonna give it to you.
Because the bad thing about that type of environment when you're a parent is that makes the mom or the wife the automatic good guy. It's almost
all the time.
He's automatically in a position of mercy. Like, I don't have it in me to get you. I don't have it in me to punish you. But your dad does.
Yeah, and that's like, I don't know where this conversation came out, but just we all, you know, just from men to men and women, because we got some women that, man, whoop your kids sometime too.
Whoop your kids too, please.
I'm saying, because we don't like, if you don't whoop them, that's they salute you. But I'm just saying, don't just make dad be the only.
You gotta be the one that sit him in the corner too. Don't
Exactly. Or else you are always, and then also what happens is that prevents your children from coming to you and wanting to have those intimate conversations with you. Why? Because they feel they're going to get in trouble. And that's why they'll tell mom. And they're scared to tell dad. No, your kids shouldn't be scared to tell anyone nothing. And that's what we're talking about with Roger Goodell. If I'm Roger Goodell, I'm like, bro, I did not get this job so that I can be the guy that, like, they're the ones. Think about this. Everybody in the NFL, people in the NFL makes mistakes all the time. But the only person that you get looked at as the bad guy is who? Roger Goodell. You got folks that don't even really watch football and they know Roger Goodell's, I don't like him. I don't know. I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to be, and also you think about you said it great, your legacy after football.
Right.
Like, you don't want to be looked at the person that, like, the Hitler of the NFL. Nobody wants to be looked at like that.
No, and he's doing too good of a job to go out like that. Goodell is growing the NFL. Like, right now, Goodell makes me and your job better.
Yes.
Because he keeps it interesting year-round.
And he keeps stuff flowing.
He keeps it going. He's doing good. I mean, all the spin-off shows about the draft and building to the draft and the stories behind the draft, and that's all Goodell's vision.
Yep.
He's killing it.
Yep. Think about OTAs right now, bro. About 3 years ago, half y'all wouldn't even know the Cowboys was practicing right now. You want to know why? Because they didn't let you have access to it. Now he makes them do it.
Right. And he have his NFL analysts outside of the practice.
Thank you. That's Roger Goodell.
That's Goodell. So it's like, and I like this show because we try to keep it balanced. We don't want to talk about Goodell like he's dumb, he's trash, he's an idiot. No, he's not. He is not. He's just bad when it comes
to judgment. And think about this. If you have to think about anything that you don't like about Goodell, that's what it is. Like, that's really the only thing that you don't like about him. Because everything else has been pretty... Like, bro, I like what he did with the extension teams. How, like... Because there was a time where when they brought the extensions in, we thought the NFC East was going to get shrugged. Because remember, we used to play Arizona. You know what I'm saying? But they did a really good job of making sure that they keep those together, keep those core, the Cowboys, Eagles, and Washington. Like, that's a core rivalry. You know what I'm saying? And they put Arizona over there with Seattle and all those other teams. So it's small stuff like that. What he did with the kickoff on the 25, lessening injuries. You know, the studies what he did with the crowner that tell him, like, bro, people are playing football longer because of Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Because before, if you played 8 years in the NFL, that was a long career. But because of the rules and things that he's been putting in place, people are playing longer.
And the concussion settlement.
Yeah, bro, thank you. $800 million.
Concussion settlement, that could have destroyed the league.
That could have destroyed the NFL. $800 million problem went away. And Will Smith made a movie.
Yeah, that should have been that. Yeah, we would have been watching flag football right now if it wasn't.
You know the funny thing about that, and I wanted to say this because I saw this stat a long time ago, and it kind of gives you the credit of how good Roger Goodell handled that situation. The movie actually made more money than the check they wrote to make it go away.
Oh my God.
Now listen to that.
Yeah,
The movie made more money than the actual check that the NFL wrote to players to make it go away. Because that movie was about players. It was about them. You know what I'm saying? That was based on a true story. And they handled that. And think about this. That movie, Concussion, was designed to stop the NFL. To at least stop it. And, bro, Roger Goodell damn near showed the movie on primetime at the theater and said, you know what? Y'all gonna try to use this to try to defeat us. You know what we gonna do? We just gonna use it to advertise our brand. And you know what? You all right. We do need to clean some stuff up. And that's what they're doing. Bro, now under Roger Goodell's NFL, it doesn't really matter what size you are. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if you can play football, you have action. It's easy. It's very hard to make it in the NFL, but it's easier to make it to the NFL today than it was 40 years ago.
Oh my God.
Because there's more outlets, more regional tryouts, more area tryouts. These are all things, just like Dallas days. A lot of people don't know that before the draft, the Dallas Cowboys get to bring in kids who are within 100 miles of their stadium. Why? Because that's promoting getting players from that area and building the team. Like, so Roger, I don't want to keep up here and say that he's not doing, for our sport, he has definitely took our sport to where it is, like the pinnacle sport. The NFL is the number one sport in America.
Yeah.
NBA is damn near unwatchable to the playoffs. That's why everybody know about Kawhi, because think about this, nobody really has a favorite team in basketball anymore. You know what I'm saying? You got people that like favorite players, and if you're from Dallas, obviously you rip the Mavericks. But for the most part, bro, I don't got a favorite team. I like LeBron and Kobe. That's what I like. Whatever team they on, I'll rock. That's what the NBA is. In the NFL, you have the NFC champion team change every single year. You know what that means? Competition. Baseball, same teams every year. NBA, same teams every year. You know what I'm saying? Goodell's doing his job, bro, but he just needs to take this aspect. If I'm him, I'm done with that.
And I can see it happening, man, and that's why it is a chance for Zeke. It's a small chance because it hasn't been reshuffled yet. You know, it'll be more than likely reshuffled in 2020. But I'm almost certain he's taking a hit on this PR-wise that from his legacy he doesn't want.
Yeah, and then also, man, his job of a commissioner is to protect the brand. So it's like, this doesn't also look bad on Zeke. This looks bad as the NFL in general. Because when they have those big, huge meetings, when they got the NBA owners there and those other people there, bro, the NBA is sitting up like, yeah, we don't have them type of problems. And the stand and kneel, yeah, we didn't. Goodell, you handled that fairly well, actually. I'm pretty sure they're saying that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, Roger Goodell, man, as far as putting money in their pocket, they love him. That's why they gave him that $50 million a year contract.
Yeah, and I actually think he ball dropped the protest. I totally think he.
No, I'm saying I'm saying as far as us, absolutely, but I'm saying as far as the billionaires, bro, the billionaires are looking at him like, bro, you handled that well. Why? Because we got what we want and they shut up.
With them too, but that's another topic.
But you get what I'm saying? Because the owners wanted it to go away and they wanted it to stop, and that's what he did. And he got Colin Kaepernick to take $80 million. I don't know how he got that to happen. I'm just saying, the owners, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Now, and some people believe.
Laker gang, you already know what it is.
Some people believe, you know, it's all about the Mavericks. But
they going to get mad when they hear that. Because, see, everybody on the feed, y'all about 45 seconds behind me. Y'all about to hear that Colin Kaepernick statement right about now. Because you know how you be reading the stand, you be watching the thread, and you know you said something that was kind of live wire, and you know it's about to hit the feed right about now.
Yeah, no, he's been doing a good job in terms of growing the brand, growing the NFL. But I think it's when he doesn't handle. He's very bad at crisis. Some people are great at growth, bad at crisis management. There's some people that's great at crisis management. When things are burning down, that's when they're at their best. Some people can't grow a company. Some people only know how to fix it. I think he's one of those guys. You know what I mean? To where he's a grower, but he's not somebody that can like really manage crisis well. You know, I don't think he hit the political notes. I think his voice cracked.
And last year, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Last year with the Zeke, that would have been the year if I was the management. If I was management, where I would have had them take the punishment out of his hands, because bro, that's a bad relationship to be in, and that's the same guy that you got to do business with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that he doesn't have some type of personal interest with the Crafts at one point, and then at one point they were really, really friends, and then they went through their problems when they're not really friends, and then Kraft started hanging out with all these folks that you would think he would normally not hang out with, and then Kraft got in trouble, and now you don't hear nothing from Kraft again.
Yeah, and that's actually good for us that Kraft is going through what he's going through, while Zeke is going through what he's going through, and Crawford is going through what he is going through.
Yep.
And I'm glad Kraft laid it off. I'm so glad.
Because his was worse, bruh. Because that was actually a crime. That was an actual crime.
Because his is worse. That's why I'm happy, because because by tier, he should get it. So if his comes out and it's soft, it should be soft for everybody else.
Just like with Dak's contract, because like with Dak's contract, you're looking at the market value. What is the market value for situations that shed a bad light on the NFL? Well, if a player got caught in a prostitution ring, bruh. I don't think a player has that type of money to make it go away. Because think about this. That's 2 paychecks you got to write. You got to write one to the NFL, and you got to write one to that county that you actually got caught at.
Right.
And that's an actual crime.
It's a crime. And see, I wanted to get to where it's more so about fines more than games. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make it about, now, like, because we using games as punishment, I would want it to be hit the pocket, right? So with what Kraft, what he's accused of, after that all play out, because it's right now so-called still about conduct, right? Because even if he's not even found guilty, because lawyers are good, they'll get you out of anything, right? They can. They really can. Great
You got the
lawyers,
money. You got the money. You definitely get out of anything.
But it's still about the appearance, right? So with the appearance and the conduct, fine him. You know what I mean? Fine him. Your team is going to get hit for $30 million. Don't take his draft picks. Don't take a game. You know what I mean? You can't take a game. Crap, don't play him up. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? Don't penalize play. Penalize money. With Zeke, go after the pocket. Zeke, for this conduct, you owe us $400,000.
Yeah.
For putting your arm on him. Yep.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like, since the NFL is, and to be honest with you, if you're really trying to make a lesson, I think you get a bigger statement across with fining him than you would be suspending him, because there are less players in Zeke's position than there are just regular players. Right. Basically, meaning there's only like 5% of the players in the NFL who are making the money that Zeke's making, like 5 and probably 10 at the most. But the average, I mean, just look at our team. Except for 7 players on our team, everybody else is making minimum money of what they're supposed to be making. And I would go to say that probably even 40 to 50 of them are on vet minimums or rookie minimums. And that's just on our team. You know what I'm saying? So there's not a lot of, so with them, bro, that money, you hit something, bro, that money's going to hurt. That's going to hurt.
Right. But see, the good thing about the money is you still show judgment, but you still have a good product on the field.
Yeah, I would like, this is my last thing before we get up out of here, man. I would actually like a situation where if you have disciplinary issues, a team cannot pay you more than a certain amount of money. So like say hypothetically, I'm gonna just use like Zeke, right? Zeke, you already have 1 conduct suspension on you. So that means whatever, like say your contract was going to be, like that means you can always use the franchise tag, but you can't get paid excess of this or excess of that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you'd have to come up with a number or something like that. But in order for someone, just like with restitution, when you get in trouble with the law, you know what I'm saying? The reason why you won't run that stop line is because you're going to have to make a fine every single month for 7 months. So that's going to remind you. So sometimes, even when you take that money just immediately, it goes away because it's done. But when you got to constantly pay that every single month, it almost guarantees you're going to stay out of somewhat of trouble. Why? Because you have that constant reminder. You know what I'm saying? People keep saying, this is my last thing, I'm going to send it to Boss Cowboy. For anybody that's saying, well, Zeke didn't learn from the first mistake, well, there wasn't a first mistake because the first time he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all remember that time you got accused of something that you didn't do it? Do you look at that situation and be like, oh, I'll never do that again? No, you be like, I didn't do it in the first place. They should have, you're focused more on them wronging you than anything. So that's where I think Zeke was at. Zeke felt that he was wrong. This is the first situation where you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't think it should cost all your livelihood, bro. This is not a livelihood situation. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not at all. Boss Cowboy, man, I'll let you finish it up, man. And then let them know where they can find you at.
I mean, I really love what you just said, and I also want to end off on that too. Is we have to be very careful with our love for the Cowboys that we don't start kind of losing our ability to have real true understanding of the facts, because it's a whole lot about that Tiffany Thompson stuff that was just straight up wrong. You had 2 police forces bring up no charges, and Keel Roberts worked for Goodell, was a prosecutor out of Brooklyn who saw a lot of domestic violence cases. So she's an expert at this. She interviewed Tiffany Thompson and said, from my interview, she is very, very uncreditable, and I recommend no game.
Dang.
So when we say when he should have learned the first time, we also a little bit too in love with the Cowboys to where we forget about that was a violation of real justice.
Yeah, it was.
It was a violation of justice, and now this man is walking around with a scarlet letter on his neck for the rest of his life that says domestic violence player.
Yep. And if you're wondering why Zeke fought, is because of this right here, because of this situation.
This on your name.
This is why he fought.
Now, was he silly for pulling down the top? Yes. Should he have not been speeding when he was speeding in Dallas that year? Yes. Was that silly for him to put his elbow on the guy and then put him in a situation where he gonna more than likely lose and have to settle? Yes. But all of that is totally different from being accused of domestic violence.
Yep. And the fact, and then guess what? That first false statement, it made the whole story false. Made the whole story, you know what I'm saying? Because now he's filtering. Now all y'all folks say Zeke should have just took the 6 games and we would have been done at the end. That's why he didn't take the 6 games.
No,
this is why.
Take that with domestic violence.
This is why. This is why he did not want to just take the 6 games.
This is exactly why he didn't want to take the 6 games.
And this is why he fought it.
And I honestly, for his own sake, West Coast, I still say he should have fought it all the way up to the Supreme Court to get the team, to get football, to get all of that. Look what this man is trying to put on your name. Because the people that really know the details about this are people like me, you, and our fans. The other 31 teams actually look at Zeke because they didn't research. They didn't care to research, right?
Yeah.
We care to research. So we saw the facts. But the other 31 teams, the only people that empathize with us, and this is true because I'm in all kind of sports group, is New England fans because they was railroaded too on Deflategate. That was a total railroad. So only 2 teams empathize with us on Zeke. The rest of the 30 think he's a domestic violent fool.
Yeah, and that's because more of it benefits. They don't. I mean, the fact that he's not on the field too.
He should have fought it. I wish he would have fought it for his own name's sake. Like, look, I got endorsements to make. You know what I mean? I have life after football. All of that's going to make me very hard to be hireable after I finish because of what you put on me more so because you were trying to save the reputation of the league. It had nothing to do with the truth. So you can find me at Boss Cowboy Sports, and definitely go to my website at www.bosscowboy.com. I have an article out. I'm gonna have another one out tomorrow, and I'm gonna have another one out Sunday.
Ooh, we got 3P coming up here. Well, hey man, you already know. So make sure y'all go support those articles. Make sure you read them. We don't just do title reading. We actually read the article. Make sure you read those articles. And man, I just appreciate everybody for tuning in today, man. You already know what it is. We'll see you guys later on today at 4:30. I'm West Coast. This is Boss Cowboy. You already know what it is. Never look down because of stars.